Hello everyone. So today we are going to deal with a problem in organic chemistry that is associated with the concept of ambident nucleophile. Let's do it. So the problem states that when we have an alkyl halide in the reaction mixer and the alkyl halide if we treat with silver cyanide, we'll be having alkyl isocyanide as a product. But when the same alkyl halides we treat with sodium cyanide, we'll be having alkyl cyanide as a product. In both the cases, you know the cyanide is a nucleophile, right? It's a replacement reaction of the halide in the alkyl halide with cyanide nucleophile. But the sources of the cyanide are different in these two cases, and because of this difference, the reaction goes in a different way, and the products are different. Why is it so? To understand these things, we have to know about ambident nucleophile. So, what are ambident nucleophiles? Ambident nucleophile is a nucleophile where the reactive site can be more than one. But when the reaction is taking place, the reaction will take place with only one site. For example, the cyanide. If we consider the cyanide, right now we can see the negative charge can be on carbon atom or on the nitrogen atom. So cyanide will be having two reactive sites, and when the reaction is taking place, it reacts either through carbon side or through nitrogen side. So this is an example of ambident nucleophile. For other examples, we can consider nitrite or thiocyanate also as ambident nucleophile. But we are going to concentrate on our problem right now. So if cyanide is an ambident nucleophile, why it is then forming two different products, and what is the condition that governs the formation of this product? The selectivity of the reaction or the selectivity of the nucleophile. So to understand these things, we need to know about one thing that is called HSAP theory or hard soft acid base theory. So this theory is telling that a hard acid likes a hard base and a soft acid likes a soft base. But why we are talking about acid and base here? Because if we consider a nucleophile is a species which can give a pair of electron to an electrophile, right? Now, as nucleophile having donating property of the electron pair, we can consider nucleophile as a Lewis base, right? And electrophile as a Lewis acid, as it is accepting the electron. So, if we can imply this hard soft acid base theory on nucleophile and electrophile, we can tell that a hard nucleophile likes a hard electrophiles, whereas a soft nucleophile likes a soft electrophile. Now we can understand that our reactivity, our problem can be solved with this concept, where we have to find that hard centers in the electrophilic center, electrophiles and nucleophiles, or soft center in the electrophiles and nucleophiles. So first we will check that how we can understand the hardness and softness of the center of a nucleophile or electrophile. So generally a hardness of a nucleophile or electrophile is directly proportional to the charge density. Charge density means the charge on the atom, that particular site, and the size of the atom. So if the charge is more, that atom is hard in nature, and if the size of the atom is less, that atom is hard in nature, and vice versa. You can tell if the charge is more, the less soft, or charge is less, the atom is more soft. So as the hardness charge is also, we can tell that it's inversely proportional to the size of the atom, because hardness is directly proportional to the charge density and charge density is inversely proportional to the size of the atom. So with this concept, we'll proceed towards our mechanism and try to find the reason of the selectivity. So what is happening in case of silver cyanide? In case of silver cyanide, actually what is happening, the important part is that when we are putting silver cyanide, the reaction in the reaction mixer, silver bromide precipitation is taking place. And this is a well-known reaction. When we are having any silver salt in the reaction mixer and halide is present in the reaction mixer, it will immediately precipitate as silver halide, which is an irreversible reaction, and it forces the reaction irreversibly to form the carbocation. Now, what is that carbocation electrophilic center? This carbocation is an hard electrophilic center. Why it is an hard electrophilic center? Because we'll compare it with the starting material. In the starting material, in alkyl halide, it is the partially positive charge, right? So in starting material, the carbocation is a soft center, where the in free form it is a hard center. Right now we just need to know that in cyanide which is a hard center, because now we understand that this in cyanide the hard center will react here. Now between carbon and nitrogen, which atom is smaller in size? Between carbon and nitrogen is smaller in size. So we know right now that nitrogen center is hard, right? So nitrogen center is hard and carbon center is soft center. So in a cyanide nucleophile, as the charge is constant, negative charge, so charge density is directly inversely proportional to size of the atom, and as the charge density directly proportional to the hardness of the atom, we can tell that nitrogen is hard center and carbon is soft center, because size of nitrogen is smaller than size of carbon. So now we can understand that when carbocation will form the reaction mixture, the reaction will go through SN1 pathway, and in that case the hard center of the nucleophile will prefer to attack and will be having carbon nitrogen bond formation. Right now, very simply you can extrapolate that concept, and you can understand right now how sodium cyanide leads to the formation of alkyl cyanide. So in case of sodium cyanide, what is happening? In case of sodium cyanide, we don't have any silver bromide precipitation, right? Right now, we don't have any silver bromide formation. Also, we don't have any carbocation formation because the silver bromide precipitation is not there. The reaction is simply going by SN2 pathway, where a transition state is present there. So there is no formation of any carbocation intermediate. Now, the nucleophilic attack is taking place here in the partially positively charged carbon atom in alkyl halide, right? As from the last slide we came to know, it is softer side with respect to our free carbocation. So as it is a soft side, now you can tell between cyanide which side is soft side. So we came to know in the last slide that as the size of carbon is more, the charge density is less and hardness also is less, right? So here the carbon center is a soft center, right? So as the carbon center is a soft center, it will attack through the carbon, the center, the electrophilic center will be getting attacked through the carbon center of the nucleophile, and will be having carbon-carbon bond formation and cyanide formation. Right now, I hope you have a clear picture of this react problem. Now, if somebody will ask you that we have a reaction where nitrite, again a Ambident nucleophile, is the nucleophile, and we have product alkyl nitrites. Can you tell what is the condition of the reaction? What is the way of the reaction? Yes, we can tell it is a SN1 reaction. How? Now simply see that from which side the nitrite attack. Here the oxygen side, and between nitrogen and oxygen, as we have two side of attack here right now, between nitrogen and oxygen, which is a smaller atom. Obviously oxygen is a smaller atom, so oxygen is a hard side, right now we have seen from the last slide, if you remember, oxygen is a hard side, so it will attack to a hard center here. As carbocation is a hard center here, so this is a hard center here, so as carbocation is a hard center here, we will be having SN1 pathway. And here in case of nitroalkene, the attack takes place with the soft side, right? That means it is a SN2 condition because it is going through direct attack to the alkyl halide, right? Now it should be a clear concept to you that how we can check. Also, we can also come to know about the reaction pathway depending on the hardness and softness of the nucleophile. At the end, I will be having a question for you. So if we have an ketone and put LDA in that reaction mixture, if we give acid chloride, we'll be having enol acetate as a product. But in the same reaction mixture, if you put ester, you will be having 1,3-diketone as a final product. Now I will give some hints for this things. To answer these things, just imagine or just think that what will form as an intermediate. Obviously, in presence of base, we all know the ketone will form the nucleophile, right? So this is the nucleophile will form where the alpha hydrogen will be abstracted by base. We know about aldol condensation, in that case also it forms, but this enolate can go for tautomerism, and it will be having right now two reactive site. One is the oxygen site and one is the carbon site. Right now we can understand, or you can think that which side is hard side and which side is soft side. Also, you can think about which carbonyl is more reactive here, electrophilicity is more, that means the hardness is more, and which electrophile is not that much hard, soft side. So based on this, you can hard concept and soft concept, you can check and you can tell that why in one case the product is enol acetate and one case the product is 1,3-diketone. I hope you like that tutorials and you understand the concept completely. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you again.